Today we're tasked with writing equations for lines again, and in the past we've used slope intercept form, where m was our slope and b is our y-intercept. But you will see sometimes that we don't have the proper information. We either don't know the y-intercept or the slope, and we've got to find some information for that. You can see in the question below that we're given the slope. The slope is -1 right here. But the point that it passes through is 3, 5. That's not the y-intercept, and so this doesn't work as nicely with slope-intercept form as our previous examples. So we are going to introduce a new form called point-slope form that will work nicer with this one. We'll come back to that question in just a minute. Now, point-slope form comes from the slope formula. You might have used this in the past to find the slope of a line from a graph or from a table. I'm going to rearrange this by multiplying by x2 minus x1. That will eliminate this division and move this denominator over here onto the other side. So we get x2 minus x1 because we have to do that to both sides. Now that gives us y2 minus y1 equals m times x2 minus x1, where m is our slope as it was before, but now these y values and x values don't have to come from the y-intercept. They can come from any point along the line. I'm going to make one small adjustment to this. I want to leave my x and my y variable in the equation because we need that to be able to graph our full line. So I'm going to eliminate this and just leave it as y. I'm going to eliminate this and just leave it as x. But that y1 and x1 come from some point somewhere along our line, and it doesn't matter which one it is. So now we're ready to tackle the other question and use the information in point-slope form. So let's write it down one more time. We get y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And we'll just go through here and fill out the information as we go along. That gives us y minus, and our y value from the point that we're given is 5. So that's y minus 5. M is our slope, and we're given that. It's -1. And x minus this x1 is our x value from the point, which is 3. So x minus 3. Now, you might want to leave it this way, or if you prefer, we can put it into slope-intercept form. I noticed that a lot of people are most comfortable with this form. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll distribute this -1. That gives us -x, and a negative times a negative is +3. And over here, we still have y minus 5. We'll solve for y by adding the 5 to both sides, and we get y equals -x plus 3. You can then graph this or use it how you need to. All right, let's take a look at one more example. We're given some information on the graph right here. You can see this point, and we're given 2 points right here, but we do not see the y-intercept, so this again is going to work nicely with our our point-slope form. All right, let's find the slope first because we still need to know that. So we're going to go up and to the right. We go up 3 and we go to the right 4. So our slope is 3/4, +3/4. We need a point from somewhere along our line, and it doesn't matter which point we choose. So I'm going to use this one because the values are smaller. This is the point 4,1, this is the point 8,4, and 4,1 gives us smaller values. So we've got this, our x value is 4, our y value is 1, and we're going to use this now in our point-slope form. So let's come back over here. I'm going to write that information down on the board so we can use it. All right, our slope, which I will call m, is 3/4. And the point that we're using is 4,1. If you chose to use the other one, that's fine. So we have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Let's fill out the information we have now. We have y minus, and our y value is 1, equals m, our slope is 3/4. And we have x minus our x value, which is 4. Again, let's put that into slope-intercept form. So 3/4 times x is just 3/4 x. 3/4 times 4 is, and -4 is -3. We still have a y minus 1 over here. Let's add the 1 to both sides to finish this out, and we get y equals 3/4 x minus 2. All right, this form is acceptable, this form is acceptable, but you can see that point-slope form helps us when we do not start with the y-intercept, but instead start with some point that is somewhere else along the line. Thank you.